Hey everybody, Marcus here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I seldom make editorial videos on anything. There's drone news and things that happen within the drone community. I try and focus on flying my drones and having fun on my channel. However, there are times when you need to do a little commentary, and I think this is one of those times. Now, you may or may not have heard about recently there was a drone that struck a firefighting aircraft, a super scooper aircraft that was fighting the wildfires in California. In fact, I'll show you a picture of that aircraft right now. And if you look on the wing, you will see that there is a hole in the wing of the aircraft. And now here's a close-up picture of that hole. And evidently, a drone went right through it. Well, let me show you a picture of that drone. They retrieved the pieces of the drone from inside the wing, and here's that drone. So it's pretty clear to see that that is a DJI Mini 3. So I happen to have a Mini 3 right here, and you can tell by looking at that picture. You can recognize the reverse obstacle avoidance sensors, etc. And you can see even the battery that they show in that picture has the sub 250 gram mark on it, which means that the drone was being flown as a sub 250 drone. Now this particular drone, the DJI Mini 3 Pro, you can put what they call their plus battery or whatever. This is a little bit heavier, puts the drone up over 249 or 250 grams, and then it's required to broadcast remote ID and to be registered. And mine is registered as a remote ID drone because I often fly it with this battery. And when this battery is inserted, the drone knows it and it broadcasts remote ID. When this lighter battery is in there, it does not. So whoever was flying that drone, because it's sub 250 in the United States, they don't have to register it with the FAA, and it doesn't need to broadcast remote ID. However, you do need to comply with all other drone regulations, just like you would with any other drone. And it's pretty clear that this flyer did not. He was flying in a TFR, temporary flight restriction, which is illegal. Then he also, obviously, one of the main rules that you learn if you take the trust test, the FAA trust test, is that you always need to give way to manned aircraft. This guy clearly, well, who knows if he even knew where he was at or what he was doing. I can tell you this, when I'm out flying my drones, you can hear aircraft for miles away. Fortunately, you know, they talk about line of sight. I think your ears are almost more important than anything, because as soon as I hear an aircraft, my head is on a swivel. I'm looking for where that aircraft is at to make sure that there is not going to be any interaction with my drone and that aircraft. Well, this guy clearly wasn't doing that. And part of the question is, do we even know that this person even had any idea of what the rules are? Because you could buy this drone. I know for a long time, Costco had this drone available. You could buy it, you could register it with DJI and fly it and not even know that any drone rules existed. So it takes somebody that's diligent and is aware of those things. Now, in this case, wouldn't common sense tell you that you need to be careful in a active fire zone like that where aircraft are flying around? So that aside, and again, also ignorance of the rules is no excuse either. I'm just saying that I wish there was a way. Listen, you have to be licensed. You have to have a driver's license to buy a car. Shouldn't you have to have a license and prove that you know the rules before you buy a drone? I'm not asking for any additional regulations, but I'm saying that would make sense to me. Now, the fear now is, what will this do to us with regard to regulations? Will we see further regulations? Will sub 250 drones then be required to be registered and transmit remote ID now? It's possible that, you know, there's enough, people are afraid enough of drones as it is, that that's something that I could see a lawmaker taking and carrying it and easily pass, and there's not much we can do about it. So this is a sub 250 drone. What about drones like this, the little DJI Neo? I think this is 169 grams, and it's legal for flight over people, etc. It has these prop cages on it and so forth. It makes me wonder if a sub 250 drone can do that kind of damage to an aircraft. I don't know, what kind of damage could this little drone do? You're flying it close to the ground. What if it hit a car or whatever? I don't know. It's got me kind of wondering now. I never would have believed that a sub 250 drone could even remotely do that kind of damage to an aircraft, but we see it, so clearly it can. I had another drone. It wasn't a DJI drone. It was a little FEMI mini drone. I accidentally dropped it from about 2 feet off the ground, and it just shattered the drone in a million pieces. Well, it just, anyway, whatever happened, happened. So the question to me is now, if I'm an aircraft manufacturer, you need to be looking at this, because let's just say this firefighting aircraft, what does it do? It goes out over a lake, or in this case, the ocean, and it's flying low, it scoops up water, comes back to dump it on a fire. Well, what is close to the water in the ocean? Ocean birds. And I'm not just talking about seagulls. There's heavy birds like pelicans. And I realize it's soft tissue. It's not hard plastic, although this plastic isn't that hard. But what if it was a 10-pound pelican that hit the wing of that aircraft? What would that have done to the wing? So I don't know. These are things that need to be that need to be looked at. So if you know somebody that's thinking about buying a drone, or they ask you about buying a drone, make sure that you emphasize the rules that they need to follow, so that we can avoid this kind of stuff in the future. Again, I'm concerned that even if there isn't any more, they don't make any more draconian drone regulations. However, what could also happen is that they could demand that regulatory agencies kind of crack down even on existing regulations, so we could all be under more scrutiny when we're out flying our drones. Again, the general public is going to see somebody flying a drone, and they're going to freak out thinking that you're going to fly it into an aircraft. I mean, I'm just saying that. I don't know. However, it's not good press for us. How about that? How about I say that? It just isn't a good look. So I don't know. Get out there, fly your drones, and be careful. And let's all hope that that this blows over without a bunch of new regulations. So that's about it. This is Marcus with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. Fly safe. See ya.